images of a flood type of thing, so just give me a second. All right, I feel like, okay, I'm going to Paris. I feel like the feeling of like I'm going to Paris. So I guess this is in France.
In France, the town of Nemours, south of Paris, saw some of the worst devastation. At least 3,000 residents had to be evacuated, many by boat, after the river Loing rose to levels not seen for more than 100 years.
Looking at my surroundings, I feel like I'm in France. I feel like I'm in France. This is air view that I'm seeing. Okay, let me try and look into the camera instead of me having my eyes closed the whole time. All right. Yeah. Okay. All right. The images are coming back again. I feel like it's a feeling. I'm on air view looking down, and I feel that I'm in Europe and I'm drawn to France, though I don't recognize the buildings.
The town of Nemours, southeast of the capital, has been worst hit, with the authorities having ordered the evacuation of around 3,000 people. In some regions, the equivalent of 1.5 months of rain has fallen in just 3 days, changing the landscape beyond recognition.
There's a flood. There's going to be a flood.
Les habitants que nous avons pu rencontrer sont extrêmement choqués. On en a vu certains faire leurs valises et partir dans leur famille. Ce que nous a dit le maire également, c'est qu'ici, la préoccupation première, c'est l'eau potable, puisque les pompes qui alimentent la ville ont été submergées.
I see what's that canal in France called? Okay, I'm passing that. Why did I see that?
A town sinking beneath the swollen river. Just 80 kilometres south of Paris, Nemours has been hit hard by flash floods. Water levels by the Loing River are higher than they've been in 100 years, and emergency services are under pressure to get to trapped residents.
All right, the water is really high, really high, because all I can see is roofs. So the water is right up to the roof.
Le Loing est complètement sorti de son lit. Il a submergé le centre-ville de cette commune de 4500 habitants. Et vous pouvez voir sur ces images le courant, l'eau qui ne cesse de se déverser et qui menace ces moulins qui sont des bâtisses historiques.
So you know those houses that even have like a window on the side of what is like the roof, like as if it's like an attic, but some people have bedrooms there or something like that, like those type of houses. Well, the water is really high up because all I see is the top bit. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing the images during the day, but it's calm. I mean, the water looks calm. I don't know how to describe that. What I'm getting is that there's going to be a flood, a very heavy, high water flood in France. Why do I get a feeling I'm going to Paris? Well, in France.
As you can see, it is still raining pretty heavily here at Nemours and across the region. That means that the flood waters are likely to continue rising. And of course, it's not Nemours that's really the prime concern. It is when the floodwaters continue to move downstream. The river here, the Loing, it does run into, is a tributary of the Seine, which will run into Paris. And levels here have already reached 1910 flood levels. That's the highest in over a century. As such, the concern will be that the floodwaters will continue to rise and to continue to move downstream towards Paris.
Why do I get a feeling I'm going to Paris?
Paris has already been hit with so much. Now its worst floods in decades. This statue is the city's iconic marker for the water level. When the river reaches its feet, it's deemed dangerously high. Today, it was half submerged. Metro stations were forced to close, and in unprecedented scenes, so were two of its landmark museums as they moved their priceless collections to higher levels.
In Paris, City Hall closed roads along the Seine from the left bank in the east to the Eiffel Tower in the west as river levels rose at least 4 metres. And weather forecasters say the waters are expected to keep on rising for days.
And I don't know why I'm getting that water that was through the canal.
Here in central Paris, roads like this, which run along the River Seine, have been forced to close as those waters rise.
The river peaked tonight, 6.5 metres above its normal level. But with more rain forecast, the city faces an uneasy few days. Sally Lockwood, News at 10, Paris.
Really impressive images, if we can say that, then from the French capital. But elsewhere, things have even turned deadly. What's the state of the situation outside of the capital?
This is the region south of Paris. An 86-year-old woman died when water rushed through her home. These houses have all been evacuated, says the fireman. It's only just possible to make out the murky shape of a car completely underwater.
So there's going to be a flood, trying to stop my precognitions. There's going to be a flood in France. High water flood.
This is not a river or a canal, but a motorway, the A10 near Orléans. Hundreds of people became stranded on Wednesday. The army intervened to take them to emergency centres. Remaining in their cars, obviously not an option.
On est presque embarqué sur le Rhône ou la Seine. Et dans ces conditions, il n'y a guère que l'armée et ses camions de transport de troupes qui peuvent accéder. Fendre l'eau, progresser à contre-courant. Nous sommes près d'Orléans. 200 véhicules se sont retrouvés bloqués.
And yeah, so really high water flood.
Most of my colleagues have not been able to make it into work, obviously, for the end of the week because their homes have been so badly affected. So I've got one colleague who has actually lost 3 cars, which have just been completely submerged underwater. And my boss, her house, the whole ground floor of the house is completely underwater, and it's even managed to reach upstairs.
All right, so today is the 16th of June. Let's continue. 16th of June 2015. My name is Stella Njolo. I hope you guys are fine. Take care and bye-bye.